I'm Sam Apple, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about Rachel Shukert and read a little bit from her memoir, Have You No Shame. Uh, Rachel is a young writer and a friend of mine in New York, and I think she's one of the funniest writers I've ever encountered, and she's not unknown, but I think deserves to be more widely known. Um, she is she's written quite a few plays and two memoirs. One of her plays that she performs regularly is Coming Up Moses. Um, and she, is ultimately a comic writer, but she's also obsessed with the Holocaust. You know, I have to admit I felt a little funny in some ways reading from her work on the evening when we're talking about Primo Levi. But I also think that she's interesting in the sense that we see, generations later how Jewish writers are responding to the Holocaust. And, it is remarkable how present it is in her life growing up in Nebraska without any immediate connection to the event. And whether or not that's a good thing is arguable, and it probably says, there's a lot of interesting discussion about how the Holocaust is taught in America today, and I would go into that discussion, but that's probably the single worst thing you can do before trying to give a comic reading. But I will say that I discovered Rachel, I guess, through this website that I run, and one of her pieces for us that I loved was about the Anthony Weiner scandal. And she wrote a piece defending Anthony Weiner, and the title was Let Us All Post Pictures of Our Wieners, which she compared in her typical fashion to the Danish Gentiles going around wearing yellow stars. She then questioned whether or not Leon Uris actually made that up. But the Faster Times, and she actually did post a crotch shot for women. It's just a crotch shot. So this memoir is unusually puts the creative in creative nonfiction, and has many sort of imagined passages. So I wanted to read from her sort of imagined bat mitzvah speech, which I will, I'll read just the opening paragraph, and then sort of the brilliance of this whole thing is that she manages to kind of ramble on for 10 pages, but I'm just going to read the opening paragraph and then the final couple of pages. Dear friends, family, Jewish kids from Hebrew school that, no offense, I don't really consider friends, distant cousins I have never met before, and all the old people who are friends of my grandparents that my parents didn't want to invite. Thank you all for celebrating with me as I become a bat mitzvah. Okay, that's her intro, and then I'll skip to the end. Today, as the Nazarites took their vows of holiness, I understand my obligations as a Jewish woman. These include being nice to my family and committed to social justice and to getting all A's, so unlike that girl Lacey who lives behind the supermarket, I will get into a good college. According to my mother, it also means only liking or dating Jewish boys for my whole life until I finally get married to one. To her I say, Mom, turn your head to the back pew and behold the radiant golden God that is Justin Connolly, and say that again. Look me in the eyes and say it. Besides, Jewish boys aren't all so nice. Heather Posner's brother Andy sells pot after swim team, and I heard he had sex with some black girl. Well, the cantor is looking at his watch, and the old people are crackling their wrappers, so I guess it's time for the thank yous. First of all, I'd like to thank my parents. Mom, seriously, you need to stop crying. You are humiliating yourself and everyone around you, and this isn't like the mall where I can pretend I've never even seen you before. For real, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Okay, thank you, Mom and Dad, for driving me back and forth from Hebrew school and tutoring in the cantor's office, although you were the ones who wanted me to go, not me, so it's not like you did me a big favor or anything. Also, thank you for paying for this whole thing. The party tonight is going to be sweet. I mean, it's not going to be crazy or anything, but I wouldn't want it to be. I think that's tacky, especially here. I mean, come on, it's Omaha, not Beverly Hills, and your dad is not Steven Spielberg. He's an orthodontist from Kansas City. You don't need to enter on a stallion and have a glass blower. That kind of sounds like medieval times, right? I actually read about a medieval-themed bat mitzvah in one of those articles my mom is always cutting out from the foreword. We don't agree on much these days, but both of us thought that medieval Europe was was a deeply inappropriate theme for a bar mitzvah. What do they do, I asked? Bind everyone to stakes and make them watch the slideshow? Only if they won't accept baptism, she said. Then a bunch of monks come in and set everyone on fire. It's a slippery slope. I mean, what will the next big theme be? The Yom Kippur War? How about the Warsaw Ghetto? Just imagine, rented Rottweilers prowling around the lobby. There's food, but you have to crawl under a fence of barbed wire to get it. The DJ just keeps playing that Come On, Ride It, the train song over and over. And then at the end, everyone gets a t-shirt that says, I had a gas at Andrea's bat mitzvah. Wait, where was I? Yes, thank you to my parents for instilling in me a positive Jewish identity. Thank you to my grandparents and also my mother's parents who are dead, so I'm not sure why I'm thanking them. But Mrs. Rothman told me to. But especially thank you to the living ones that I've actually met and who hosted the Shabbat dinner last night. And a special shout out to Grandma for making those insane ceramic centerpieces with the disembodied hands that some of you may have taken home. I don't know how she got that detail exactly right, but it seems like there's always some bizarre ceramic centerpiece. Thanks to Mrs. Rothman for helping me write my speech. Thank you to the rabbi and the cantor. Thanks to all the family and friends who came from out of town to celebrate with me on my special day. I look forward to learning your names and picturing your happy faces as I open the colorful envelopes with checks enclosed that you will give me. And speaking of presents, I would now like to take a moment to address my Gentile classmates in the back pews. Some of you are good friends, others of you are not. If you have discussed among yourselves the undeniable fact that I invited several individuals more popular than I in the hopes that we might become friends as a result, you have not allowed me to be aware of your ridicule, and for this I am truly grateful. But there is something else I ask you to give me now, something far more precious than the journals and earrings and picture frames your mothers have prepared for you to give me. It is an altogether different gift, and there is only one among you who may deliver it. I want Justin Connolly to slow dance with me at my party tonight, alone and of his own free will, without prodding, be it catty or well-intentioned, without the DJ announcing ladies' choice, without me having to ask him, knowing full well he can't refuse because it's my party and my day, because I will, but I really don't want to. But like I said, I will.